Tell me this now. Why is Enrique Tarrio in prison?
Yeah, so they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow the government.
What plot? Who's they? Give me some
prosecutors.
Give me some fucking data. Stop squinting at me and saying the prosecutors did a thing. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. All you know is the fascist machine state told you he should be in prison, and you're saying yes to them. Tell me why. Give me the data.
I understand that laws on the books have been there for a long time that I agree with, that if it's...
Bro, look at his face. He's about to cry. Tim Pool absolutely cooks woke soy boy to his face, leaving him shaking. Let's watch it together.
Enrique Tarrio, who was not there, should be in prison for 2 decades. Tell me this now. Why is Enrique Tarrio in prison?
Yeah, so they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow the government.
Enrique Tarrio?
Yeah, and his organization.
What plot? Who's they? Give me some
prosecutors.
Give me some fucking data. Stop squinting at me and saying the prosecutors did a thing. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. All you know is the fascist machine state told you he should be in prison, and you're saying yes to them. Tell me why. Give me the data.
I understand that laws on the books have been there for a long time that I agree with, that if it's proven plan and you wanted to act on it, then days after.
What's the proof?
The proof is
say the proof.
By prosecutors.
Say it.
Communications between...
What communications? What did he say? What did he do?
Is this serious?
Are you going to tell me why you think Enrique Tarrio should be in prison for 20 years, or are you going to say the government decreed it?
I just explained to you.
So the government said so. Is that it?
It's usually law enforcement, which I guess is a part of the government.
Government said so?
Yep.
Law enforcement
that uncovers evidence of communications, a memo that he crafted and sent to his organization.
Saying what?
That detailed each institution of government that they were going to try to overthrow. Then just days later, his organization is at the Capitol.
I don't think we can even pull up Enrique Tarrio.
I'm not quite sure that there's any evidence.
This is the exact moment Luke Beasley got cooked. He's fumbling, stuttering, eyes squinting with nothing concrete to point to. Because if you actually had evidence, you'd cite the charge, the statute, the messages, the plan. Instead, his entire argument boils down to, well, the government said so. He got asked the simplest question, why 20 years? And he had no answer except because the prosecutors said.
Somebody on a misdemeanor charge who's been held without trial. A pardon makes perfect sense. Unless you're a fascist. And the system is just. So it's like Benjamin Franklin, who said it is better that 100 guilty persons escape than one innocent person suffer. You've taken the Otto von Bismarck approach of it is better that 10 innocent people suffer than one guilty person escape.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you have.
No,
right?
I haven't.
No, stop. You don't know anything about these January 6 cases. You don't know why these people are in jail. You don't know that a man is in Brooklyn right now for 3 years without charge or trial. And when Donald Trump says these people have been held for too long, you say, no, Trump is wrong. Keep them locked up. That's fucking fascist. Dude. You've been sitting here with no knowledge of the specifics of some of these cases. There is a man in Brooklyn right now. I'm going to say it again. No charges whatsoever brought. He's been in jail for 3 fucking years. For you to sit there and say it is good that he remains locked up is fascism. That is saying the hierarchical system of the courts and the government is just, and the process is all that matters. And I am saying perhaps years is enough because I actually have moral logic and an understanding of these cases. Hence, my position on January 6th has always been the people who have attacked police must go to prison. But 3 years is a fucking long time for assault on an officer. We have seen people on the far left, notably when they were firebombing shit all across Minnesota, 33 people murdered. And how many criminal charges do we get for this? When they firebombed a police station and forced the police to evacuate. On May 29th, 2020, when thousands of far leftists firebombed the White House grounds and set fire to St. John's Church and injured 100 police officers, how many fucking people went to prison for 3 years? How many of them who never showed up on that day are in prison for 20 years? Enrique Tarrio wasn't even in D.C. on January 6th. And you are saying that man who his only crime was, quote, don't leave. That's his only crime. You think he should be in prison for 20 years because you're a fascist. You don't care what the facts are. You don't care if this is unjust. You only care that the machine state has decreed you are not to be locked up. And this is the problem I have with the left. They don't know the facts. They don't care about the facts. They view morality as a blanket government stroke of the pen. And every person, regardless of their crime, should be in prison for decades.
Notice how Tim frames it. Not January 6th, not Trump, just due process. I mean, just look at at this guy's face. He just realized that he is getting cooked in this debate because Tim Cook is coming up with actual numbers and not just meaningless terms that leftists use without any freaking context. 3 years in a cell without trial. If you're fine with that, you don't believe in justice. You believe in punishment for punishment's sake. I mean, honestly, Luke wasn't debating. He was just parroting machine state talking points.
When you've got people who are on misdemeanor charges for having walked into a building at 4 p.m. after the riot, and I know some of these people, they walked into a building for 2 minutes and walked out, and they got 18 months for that. I don't see you defending the innocent people who walked onto a public grass at a public building after a riot had been completed. You don't know, you don't care. You've taken a tribal position and people are suffering because of it. Now you say that Donald Trump saying the injustice that we've seen warrants commutation or pardons. You say that means he's advocating for violence. This is the ultimate problem. Then you cite a press release from Maryland saying, but the right's more violent. There is a distinction between a white supremacist as a right-wing group and a run-of-the-mill Christian conservative who showed up on that day not to protest. Let's talk about Brandon Strzok. He never went in the building. He was on the other side of the building. There was a permitted protest. He walked up the stairs and he was yelling. They put this guy in prison. There is Owen Schroyer, who was at a permitted rally, who was yelling death to communists. They put him in prison and specifically cited his speech. My dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's fine. I get it. We try to be polite. We try to be nice. But there are so many young liberals who sit here and say, the corporate press told me that these people are bad and the machine state government has decreed it by pen.
This is the part of the debate that really hits home. Tim isn't even talking about violent rioters anymore. He's talking about regular people. Some who walked in after the chaos was already over, stayed a couple minutes, and left. Meanwhile, in 2020, entire cities were torched, police stations firebombed, and rioters walked free. But if you are on the wrong team politically, suddenly the book gets thrown at you. And Luke Beasley has nothing to say here. No defense, no facts, no counter. Just blank silence while Tim lays it out. I mean, he is just stun-locked, because when you can't explain the double standard, you've already lost the debate. So what's the takeaway from this debate? Luke Beasley walked in with talking points. Tim Pool walked in with cases, names, facts, and examples. And when evidence collided with slogans, slogans collapsed. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with Tim that this was a total demolition, or do you think Luke actually had a point in there somewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you in the next one.